Good morning, everyone. Right, so if you've not seen this short, the wife is now named and she made a plaque for the shed as well. It's now called the Shedaroo. Well, the bike Shedaroo. Today we've got some random jobs to do. Some quite pretty cool jobs, to be fair. So let's just crack straight onto it because we've got a lot to get through. And like I say, this isn't just one video. This is like loads of little bits and bobs. So let's finish up some little jobs. Who remembers this bike? It's been on the channel a few times now and still looking sexy, to be fair, but she's back again. She's back again. Yeah, she is getting a bit of a change around again. So we're going to give her some love. We're going to show her the respect that she deserves, and we've got some new bits on there. So the whole front end, stem, handlebars, forks are all being changed out because he wants them for a different bike, and he wants to put them bits on there on here to make this more suitable for what he wants to use it for, and then that frees up them bits for another bike. So yes, let's get this front end stripped down and let's get the new front end on and let's see if it makes a difference. Obviously we've got the bombers on there, which was originally mine, but we did a deal. He's ended up with them. Absolutely mint forks. Really love them. Really good condition. It's got some Refinal fat bars on there and a silver Thompson stem as well. So let's whip-a-roo all them off in the Shedaroo and get the new bits on. So, first off, we got to get everything off the handlebars. So, because everything off the handlebars is going back on the handlebars. So we'll whip them off. Get that light off. That's at a weird angle, so I can't get that off. Let's loosen off these brakes. This isn't exciting. I'll get the old front end off. Then we'll unpackage this lot and get this lot on this. Well, it's good because stripping that front end down relatively happens fast. So forks, yeah, it's not going for suspension. It's going back to rigid. So what's he got? Is going for some Bontrager switchblades. So we got these no old stock. Believe it or not, I've actually got a set of these. So that's what a no old stock, generally a no old stock looks like, and this is what no old stock battered set. Well, I say battered, it's not, they're not, my set aren't that battered. They've got loads of tape and crap all up there, and the fork legs are a bit scratched. Like, other than that, polish all them up and clean all them up and give the forks a bit of a wipe down and a clean up. It won't look too bad. But anyway, they're my battered set, but he's having no old stock on there, so just put them forks down a little bit. So first thing first, we are going to get the crown race on. So let's get crown race on. Get a bit of grease around there. Lovely. Lube that up. So still keeping the same headset as well. So that can go on. And then you need to find a bit. There we are. Slide that over like so. Make sure that's a good seal. Make sure there's no Don't know if you noticed, well, I always try my best to put the tools back as I've used them as well, just so I don't end up with like loads of tools and clutter all over the workbench. So that's the crown race on. So we can slide that fresh bearing, because this was a new headset when we fitted it probably a couple of months back, so it's generally mint. I'm just going to put a bit more grease around that seal, as I always say, keep them elements away. There we go. And I'm not going to worry too much about greasing the actual steerer. It's going to literally just light rub it all over, and again, that's just to give it just a little bit of a barrier and just keep that corrosion away. I don't generally put any grease or anything on where the clamping is for the stem, because you want a decent fit on there. So them forks can now get put in. So, but first we're going to look at the stem. So obviously we took a Thompson stem off. Now with the forks behind this is, we wanted to put the Bontrager switch blades on, because obviously Bontrager, Trek, you know, and what he wanted to do is because there's a lot of like, so with this one, it's got a race face crank, it's got a race face seat post, it had a Thompson stem and obviously the Refinal bars. So what it's going for is actually got a really nice race face Evolve XC stem. Comes with the red bolts as well, and he also is then going for the X-Lite red top cap to kind of give a bit of colour, I guess, and then is going for race face handlebars, so it's kind of like streamlining it, race face, race face, race face. Let's get them forks on. So went on clean. I need to find a bolt for the stem, because it's not like a standard bolt. So if you put, I don't know, let's pick a just standard one, look, it just sticks out, looks daft. So we need one with basically a cone head kind of one that sits like that. So need to find one of them. So I've just put a bolt in there. Took me a while to find one of them, to be fair. I had to take one out of mover headsets that I've got. Right, handlebars. Let's get these open. Where's the scissors? Alright. There we are. Nice fresh race face. That sticker will have to come off there as well. What does this sticker say? Stick says, warning, improper installation, usage or maintenance of this product may lead to premature failure and or serious injury. Make sure you fit it right, people. Alright, let's aim to get that lined up pretty much perfect, spot on, first time. obviously I'm going to nip these up and then do a final check once the wheel's back on, because then I know that before I do that final torque check, it's all spot on. Right, they are just nipped up. So all I gotta do now is slide everything back on the handlebars. As you can see, I did tape using electrical tape all of them out the way, just so they're not clonking and clinging around on each other as well. The last thing you want is for them to be just swinging all over the place, getting knocked about. And then the brake I just strapped using a toe strap to the down tube as well. So it's a case now of putting everything back on the handlebars, putting the wheel back on, setting the brake back up. Job's a good one. Not much left on this one. So, alright, better crack on with that, Hunter. With the first job out of the way, that's the front end on, that's the front end all built up. Let's get on to the next section. Now, the next section is beware of buying crap off eBay. So, what my friend's done is bought some crap off eBay. Well, it's not crap, it is crap. We'll show, well, let me go and get them. Next thing is brakes. And there was listed as near min, no problems whatsoever. There's problems. Let's have a look. Well, here we are, the offending brakes, and the back one is pretty much exactly the same. So, right, these are going on the bike that the forks that we've just done are on, that are going to go on later on down the line. So, now the issue with these are, so bought them off eBay, in really good condition apparently, it's stated. Now he didn't check these straight off. So we can't return them, but if you look there, that is massively ovalized. So yes, it still works, but obviously not only is the kind of brass insert worn out, it's like an egg look. So we're going to replace those. So a while back I did a set of brakes for him, and I swapped out some aluminium ones for carbon lever blades on the orange that I did. But these are also compatible on them. So luckily enough he saved these, so these will go straight over, and I think they will look absolutely mint or blacked out as well. So we're going to basically swap these over on both the brakes, because they will be mint. So in doing that, it's relatively easy. So just basically 2mm straight down there for that lever adjust, and what we're going to do is going to wind that out a little bit, then a 3mm in the top there, And then you've got a little 8mm nut just at the bottom. So that should pop out. Might have to push and twist. Yeah, there we are. That's that out. So that releases that, and then we can finish winding off the rest of that. There we are. So you can see that is, don't look too bad that side, but that's absolutely mullered on that side. So they're ready for the bin. Obviously the black one is a tiny bit shorter, but is not bothered about that at all. So what we'll do is we'll just give that a bit of a clean in there, get rid of all that kind of crap in and around that, and reposition that rubber as well, what's in there, because that don't look like that's positioned exactly correctly as well. So there we are. Now which side? So that one's for the left side, so get the side out that we need, and what we're going to do is put that through. Basically line that up when it's not being fiddly. I'll give that a little bit of a wipe as well, to be fair. I actually pop just a smidge of oil. On that thread as well there. There you go, so that's started screwing in, and then what we'll do is get that bolt in like that, put that nut back on, nip that up, but we don't want to do that too tight because obviously the brake has still got to move as well. And then we can finish winding that back through there. I don't know how far in is going to want that, so that'll do for that. That will do for that. So if you look at that, it's not bad. Oh, all black lever. And then in terms of brake pads as well, so just a couple of bits on there. So what it's got on the back there as well, that had also broken and perished, that rubber, and that is pretty much gone as well there. So you can order wherever it's gone. So what we did is we ordered rubber bleed nipple cover, nipple, and then that will go nicely. So that's a nice fit now as well. So new rubber on there. Brake pads, there's still loads of life left, but what we're going to do is we have got some new brake pads as well. So not too bad, £16.63 each for fresh brake pads. So we're just going to take that and all that is, that's just a pad. It's quite a crap pad spacer, but it does the job. Now just there you've got obviously the safety lock pin, and then you should be able to push that out. Sometimes they're a bit tight, those are. And then obviously they're the old pads. Yeah, still loads of life left in them. Did we get the right pads? That's a question. Oh, I think he's actually brought me the wrong pads. Oh yeah, he's brought me the wrong pads. They're not going to work. Right, okay, so I believe he probably has got the right pads because he's got quite a few sets of brakes. So, well, that answers that one. So basically all I'll do is I will now do the lever on that one, because this one is also the same. So yes, right, well, I'll at least clean up all of his pistons and that, and make sure it's all spot on. But yeah, that's one job, so I'll finish up the other brake and then we'll move on to the next job. Right, okay, stand corrected. So yeah, they're the Hope Mono Minis. As you can see, they're not the same pad, but they're for the back brake. Look. So in my stupidity, the Mono M4, when I drop these out, see, oh, look at that, look. So drop that down there. Look at that, fresh pads, the right ones. So we did have the pads. Strangely enough, I didn't check. So slightly different in calipers, but matching the set nevertheless. So we can just drop them bad boys straight back in. Now, pretty sure on these ones that doesn't screw in. No, so that new one there don't screw in. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the original, because the original will sit pushed in a little bit better. What we'll do, put that on there. And what I'm also going to do is actually find him a better pad spacer than that, because that's tragic, that is. I've actually got pad spacers right next to me. Let me have a look. Oh, pad spacers. Oh dear. Alright, I found a Pro Max one, so that'll be better. No, it won't. No. Okay. You can keep his rubbish one. Seems like it did the job previously. And then what I'll do is I'll do exactly how he had it, and then I will just put a zip tie around that one there to hold that one. I'll put another one on that side as well. There we are. Fresh pads. The only thing this brake didn't need is bleeding. So yeah, right. One down, one to go. So alright, let's clear some of these bits up on here and start with this one. This will cheer you up. So my friend said when I've done these for him, which they do look pretty cool to be fair, like both levers now look fresh. Right, there's no more of that actual play as well now like that, so awesome. Right, he says when I've done these, can I wrap them up in the packaging that he put in the box? What in the Kris Kringle is going on there? I think he's doing Christmas a bit early for himself. All I'm gonna say, not a problem, mate. I'll wrap these up with your little bits of what do you call them? Oh, brain fart. They go on your fireplace. Yeah, you lot know. Yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. That stocking. That's it. He wants them wrapped up in his stockings and then back in a box. So obviously they're not banging around with each other. So I can confirm I've wrapped them up in the stocking. Then they go back in his box, and he can take them home along with his forks we took off the Trek, handlebars, stem and all that. And I pretty much guarantee this is probably the last time we'll see this Trek now. It's not the last time we'll see these parts, because these brakes, the forks and the stuff that we took off are going on a bike that we're going to do next year, just because I've got so much other stuff to do in the meantime. So right, put them in there. There we go, brakes all wrapped up, done. On to the next job. Got loads to get through today. Well, this one is a quick and easy job, because all my friend wants me to do is strip all this crank apart and put it all through the parts washer, because he wants the chain rings for a different crank. So I've already stripped them off. They're all a bit cruddy in that, so what I'm going to do normally, when they go in the parts washer, if I just bang them in, they basically will just fall straight through the bloody holes in there. So what I generally do is bag them up and throw them in the parts washer like that, so they're clean. So bang that in the parts washer. Next job I gotta do as well is, oh, I cleaned underneath there by the way, and had a good sort out. Yeah, that was one job. That took ages. Another one is this wheel on an Araya rim, and basically he said could do just a little bit of a service on that hub, because it's sounding a bit dry and notchy, if you can hear. And the wheel's slightly out of true, so nothing major there whatsoever. So first off, bang these in the parts washer, get that wheel sorted, and then this I've spoke about before, rides like a bag of crap.
Obviously I swapped the forks at some point. Obviously originally I had the bombers on this, which was on the Trek, that are now not on the Trek. It's got the Surly forks on it. It just rides horrible. That is basically getting stripped back down, and it's getting. I've got some pretty much correct kind of kits put on that, probably full STXRC and some Manitou forks. Kind of just put that back to being what it is. It's an aluminium frame, and I don't need it. I'm probably going to sell that one or flip it or whatever. I don't know. So that needs stripping as well, and that pretty much is it for the day, I'm guessing. So yeah, it's been a bitten and bobbing all day, to be fair.
Some proper random stuff in this video today. I usually have days like this. Oh, Fred's back. I'll show you Fred. There's Fred. Poke, poke, Fred. Come on, stop running away. Poke. Oh, Fred don't like it when you poke him. Alright, we'll leave Fred alone. Oh, he's just chilling up, watching some mechanics. Watching some work happen. Oh, Freddy! Oh, Freddy! Oh, Freddy! Oh, Freddy! I'd say Fred's a good boy. Fred's a good boy. Right, so 213s. Let's get this hub open. Let's have a look what the condition is generally like. Woo, that side's tight. Alright, let's try. Let's loosen it this side. Oh, that side wasn't as tight. Throwing tools everywhere again. Throwing tools everywhere again. Oh, Freddy. Oh, Freddy. It does feel a bit notchy. Let's have a look. To be fair, it looks quite dry in there. Let me get you a better angle. So generally speaking, it's just simple. Strip all them bearings out, give them a clean off, re-grease, clean the hub, put it back together, check to make sure it's true. Job's a good one. Nice and simple. So yeah, see there, look, the axle is a bit that side is a bit dirtier than the other side, so definitely need a clean. Well, I will put all of this back together, and then I think that's about it for the jobs. This is the state of the workshop so far. So parts wash is still on. Got a bit of coner there, bit of coner there, bit of fork there, bit of wheel there, another wheel there. I've got stuff all over the side that came off the coner that kind of needs cleaning, putting away. Got some stuff over there as well. I've got loads of forks down there that need all sorting out and cleaning up and stuff. And yeah, well, let's finish this wheel. Well, the wheel is done now. That is lovely and smooth and running. Absolutely fantastic. Now, the last thing today, that kind of a little side mission that I've decided to do. I'll stand this side because I've just put the next big cheeky build in the stand there and done a few bits on that. So definitely keep an eye out for the next video, because that is a full build, frame to finish. Some absolutely amazing pit bits going on that. That's gonna look amazing. Now this is something different for me. So I'll pop up, because I realised when I was doing it, I realised later on down the line, because I was going to add it into this video, but I filmed it in the short thingy, so that it's the start to finish of that is going to be in a short. So I'll put up, obviously now, obviously what you can see is I've got a set of Diacom SS5 brake arms. Now they're a bit mullered, paint's chipped off, stickers are missing, they look a bit crap. So what I'm thinking with these is, as you can see now, I've stripped them all apart so that everything's apart. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use paint stripper to basically coat all of the arms and the levers, and then leave them soaking, which looks like it's definitely stripperooning off them off. And then what I'm going to do is, because after the next big build, I'm doing a crank building video where I'm going to basically doing a ton of polishing, a ton of crank building. I've got like maybe 5-6 cranks to build up, make up, look absolutely mint. And while I'm there polishing, I'm basically going to polish them to a mirror finish and like chrome out a set of SS5s. for a bike build later on down the line. But I just thought, well, rather than just touching them in with paint, they look a bit crap. I'm just gonna like see if I can chrome finish out a set of Dicomp SS5s for a bike down the line. So that is what I'm doing. So once these are done, obviously I will add them into that video with polishing, and then I'll probably just put up a short of them bits what you've just seen. Dung dung dung. There we go, job done. Right, I'm gonna crack on because the workshop you saw not long ago, it was messy. It's messy now, literally. Like I'm gonna start polishing this up tomorrow and getting this one ready for the full build. I'm gonna do some wax oil on the inside of the frame. Surprisingly enough, I have had one of these on the channel before, but this one is a full frame to finish build. So yeah, it's nice. Friend's been and spent some money on a frame again, hasn't he? And do you know what it is? I think is one friend sees what the other friend's got, likes it, so he goes out and finds one, and then yeah, hey, it's gonna be a beautiful one. On that note, it's been an absolute pleasure sharing. I don't usually share these weird kind of like bitting and bobbing days. I just usually do all of this in the background sometimes, but I thought with so much to do, just share a bit of what I do in the bitting and bobbing. The workshop is working a lot better for me with a better tool arrangement, more space in here as well, and definitely a good idea to do that mini refit. It is done, it is finished, and the workshop is safe. So everything's now been signed off with the landlord. As long as I don't put the electrics through to the house, it's fine. I've basically got to use my electrics like an extension lead, and then it's fine. So on that note, as always, stay safe, wear an helmet, look after each other. It's a crazy world out there, and I'll see you on the next one. See you. Right, let's clear up some mess.